Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I'm an accountability coach and author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together, we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Stacy Braga. Stacy is a strategic copywriter, former teacher, and messaging specialist who helps online businesses translate their expertise into clear, compelling words. After teaching for years and earning 2 master's degrees, Stacy pivoted into copywriting, merging educational insight with storytelling to craft copy that builds trust and drives results. As founder of Stacy Braga Copy, she guides mission-driven entrepreneurs to show up confidently, attract right-fit clients, and grow sustainably. Stacy, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're extremely welcome. Thank you so much for agreeing to be with us today. And whereabouts in the world are you, Stacy?
I'm right outside Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, fabulous. I believe it's mid-afternoon for us. It's morning for you, and therefore, isn't it?
It is. That's why I've got my coffee.
Oh, you've done it now. That's what I was going to say. It's coffee time. It's too late in the day for me. Drat. Let's do it. I think we ought to move on swiftly from that horrible thing that you've just pointed out. I can't have any more coffee today. And perhaps we should do the questions instead. Shall we put the clock up on the screen?
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll get it going, and there it goes. Stacy, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
So my ideal client are small business owners and specifically people who want to market their business online.
Very clear, very succinct. Thank you. We like that. All right. So then the next question is, what is specifically the problem or problems that you solve for them?
So a few problems that I solve, the main one being a lot of people are really great at what they do, but not so great at communicating their value to other people. And so that's where I come in and help them position their offers and position themselves as the right fit for the right client, right? So it's not about making the most sales, it's about helping the right people get inside the right offers. So that's one main problem that I solve. And the other one is time, because as once you get into digital marketing, you see that it is actually a lot of work. And so to be able to outsource, your website copy, your blogs, your emails, and for whatever is coming up in your business without taking all of that time, that's where a copywriter is really handy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm almost going to give you a prize there for understatement of the year when you say it's a lot of work. It certainly is. Goodness me. If I'd known how much work it was going to be before I started, I think I would have just stayed in the coffee shop. Anyway, I got out the coffee shop and so on to my next question, which is talking of a lot of work. What is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve these problems?
Yes, I think, what you were saying is it's so hard because there's so much conflicting advice out there, but I would say slow down to speed up and really think about what is the story that you're telling through your brand. So, what is the problem that you're solving for people? Why does that problem matter? Like, why is it showing up for them? What kinds of things have they tried before? Um, and then what do they want? And how do you, as the expert in the room, solve that problem for them? Like, what's your approach? What are your experiences that inform the way that you approach this work and you approach your work with clients? And I'll say that piece, your approach, your experience, that's the piece that no AI tool is going to be able to help you with. Yes, they'll be able to help you brainstorm like your ideal clients and what they're struggling with, but that piece of your experience, that's what's going to help you make sales because that's what people want. They want that human to human connection. They want to know, like, okay, this person is going to help me in this way, and I like the way that they are approaching this problem. That's going to be your big differentiator. So I would say your valuable free action is literally just like sit and journal and think about who are you talking to and what's the story and what's your approach, and really think about what is your differentiator, right? Like, how do you do things differently? And then create content after you have that brainstorm because that's going to give you a lot of clarity on what you're trying to say. And that way you're not like always trying to figure out, oh, what should I post today? What should this email be about? Like, you have a concrete story that you're always pulling from.
Yeah, brilliant. Very sound advice and very well said too. Very well put. Thank you very much, Stacey. All right. So now that we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, I say a little bit because we've only had 4 minutes and I'm sure it takes a lot longer than that to learn all the skills that you bring to the table. But let's just dive briefly into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve some of the business goals that you've been alluding to. So could you share any tips or advice for someone looking just to improve their productivity habits, please?
Yes, I would say quality over quantity when you are thinking about all of the things that you have to do. So instead of trying to show up and market your business in all of the places, just scale back and be like, where's one place that I can show up and do a really, really good job, and then go from there. Because I think what happens to a lot of entrepreneurs is they want to do all of the things and then they're feeling like they're not productive because it's unrealistic, the goals that they're setting up, because all of this advice is telling you that you have to do all of the things. But if you instead are like, hey, I'm just focusing on this one thing and I'm going to do it really well, then you just cross it off your to-do list and then you're done. And it feels so much better than trying to be everywhere and never being able to finish your to-do list.
Yeah, it's almost like you've been ferreting around inside my head, Stacey. I understand exactly what you're saying. I've had to learn the hard way. You cannot be a jack of all trades. You have to be a master of one. And you know, you master something and move on to the next one. And particularly when you move in the circles that we move in and working online, there's no end of people saying, do it this way, do it this way. No, do it that way, do it that way. And they have a skill set and they may be right about doing it their way, but if you're already doing it, like, you know, if what someone's saying, I only use Instagram, and someone's saying I only use LinkedIn, they're both right, but you can't do both at the same time. We can't master both at the same time. I think that's what you're getting at.
Exactly. And, I tell my clients all the time, there's no rules. Like, you don't have to do it in the same way that somebody else did it. Like, as long as you're getting in front of people, you're building relationships, and you're selling your offer, like, there's no one way to do that. So find the way that's going to work for you.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Well said. Very well said. All right. So one final question in our remaining time. What should I have asked you today, Stacey, that I didn't? And what would your answer be, please?
Ooh, okay. Here's a part of me that the business world doesn't always know. So am an im I am daughter of immigrants here in the United States, and my sister and I co-host a podcast called Unapologetically First Gen, and it's all about immigration issues in the United States and our experiences and our stories. So I feel like it's a very timely podcast right now. So if you are first gen or an immigrant, check that one out.
All right, thank you. That's very interesting. It's always interesting to hear what people do when they're not doing this. So thank you for sharing that with us. That's fascinating, and as you say, extremely topical. And unfortunately, will be continue to be extremely topical, even when this goes out broadcast in a little while time. It's not going away anytime soon. All right, Stacey, that's fantastic. So now we've done that all in 7 minutes, which is perfect. Now I just have one more question, which is a two-parter, which is, first of all, how can people reach you if they want to avail themselves of your services. And secondly, if they're not quite ready to do that yet, but they'd like to find out more about your offer, the very good way of doing that is to see if you have like a valuable free resource that you can share with them. And then they might feel more comfortable approaching you after they've had a deeper dive. So maybe if you have a valuable free resource, you would be happy to share with us how they can get that today.
Yes, so you can find me at stacybragacopy.com. I'm not a big social media person. You can message me there. I'll find it eventually. But the best place to find me really is through my email list. And my free resource is actually a copywriting rubric, which kind of goes through some of the things that we talked about in terms of your message and your story. And it breaks it down for you and then gives you some tips on the actual writing piece. So you can find that one. One, it's at the bottom of my website, but you can also find it at stacybragacopy.myflowdesk.com/copyrubric.
Fantastic. And for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, it will be on your screen. And also, if you follow the links through to where we host our podcast, it will be on the page for that as well. So that will be easy for people to find. And that sounds like a fantastic, valuable free resource. Thank you so much for sharing that with our audience today. Stacy, it's been amazing. There's some very solid tips in there. I recommend people, if they listen to this again, if you missed some of them or didn't quite get it all down, because you actually packed in a lot of content and very, very sound content too, Stacy. Stacy Braga, thank you so much for doing Goalbusters with us today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This was fun.
It was. Thank you again. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.